I am standing here upon the rear of one of three ships. This is the Susan Constant. There is also here the Discovery and the Godspeed. These are not the original boats that were used to cross, but these were recreations that have been built. These are working recreations. They can actually sail. They have working sails and can navigate. Matter of fact, my photographer, Jeff, he is actually standing on the Discovery, which is going to actually be embarking here shortly for a sail because they like to keep these working and active. This is in Jamestown. It is a recreation of the boats, of the forts, of the Powhatan native villages that were in the area at the time. It's a living museum so that you can come and you can see how things were. And again, this is one of the three parts of the historic triangle here in Virginia of Jamestown, Williamsburg, and Yorktown.
I beseech God of His mercy that at the end of this long and dangerous voyage, that I will find in this new land the riches to pay
Behind me is the Williamsburg Capitol. Now, you may think, isn't the capital of Virginia Richmond? Well, for the years from 1699 to 1780, this was the colonial capital of Williamsburg, and it is, in fact, the second piece of the 3 points of the historic triangle here in Virginia. The first, of course, being Jamestown, the first original English successful settlement. And this is then where the capital was moved to in 1699, and it remained the capital up until the Revolutionary War, at which point in time the United States sought to become, actually it was just the colonies at that point in time, and it was just a confederation, but they sought to then gain their independence from England. Now, this is part of the Colonial Williamsburg, which is a large living museum. You can come, you see people dressed in costumes, demonstrating certain things, certain aspects of the lifestyle of the Colonial Williamsburg. And this, as one of the reconstructions, is the Capitol building, and down the way there is also a reconstruction of the original governor's palace for the colony. Now these were rebuilt on the foundations that were there, and they are recreations based upon different plans that they found and other writings about the buildings. But you can come and you can experience all of this. And again, this is just another portion of our adventure. And coming up after this will also then be Yorktown. So behind me, of course, is the Governor's Palace of Williamsburg. Now, as I had mentioned in a previous segment, this is in fact a living museum. They have actors, they have people portraying different roles, speaking, sometimes just randomly answering questions that people may have about different forms of life. But when we say that it's a living museum, it takes it one step further, and this is what's very unique about Williamsburg, Colonial Williamsburg, is that they have literally actors, people who are working as actual blacksmiths, people who are working as carpenters, people working as milliners, creating dresses, workers as print shops, workers that are making the breeches. And these workers are doing more than just creating display pieces. They're actually working on the pieces that people would wear, as far as the costumes that you see when the actors are walking around. They're working, the blacksmiths are creating the locks that are on the doors of the buildings that they are restoring. The carpenters are building and working and making the different wood pieces that would be a part of the restoration of these different buildings. So it is an active thing where everybody's working and doing these. They're not just actors portraying and making it look like they're a blacksmith and making it look like they're a carpenter. They are actual carpenters and blacksmiths that are working and doing this work, which makes this just an incredible thing to come to. We have been here now for 2 different afternoons, and we still have not even begun to scratch the surface of this incredible place. You really do need to come out here. You need to see the history as it unfolds by these actors and in these places and in these restorations. This is an incredible place, people. Hey everyone, this is Timothy Douglas. We are standing in front of redoubt number 10. Now, if you're a history buff, you understand the significance of redoubt number 10. This is the battlefield of Yorktown, which is the 3rd point of the historic triangle here in Virginia. And the redoubt number 10 is the compound that was captured by George Washington so that to close off finally the escape that Cornwallis might have had, and they could then complete the siege of Yorktown. And of course, the siege of Yorktown ended with the surrender of the British troops by Cornwallis which was, for all intents and purposes, the end of the American Revolution